I need a mother for my girls, and you need shelter. The widower, Cowboy, proposed to the outcast bride. Asterisk, I never thought my life would hinge on the crack of a single gunshot echoing through a raging storm. But that's exactly how it started that fateful night in the Montana Territory. Back in 1882, the wind was a beast, howling like it had a score to settle with the world.
I won't ask you for anything.
Whipping rain across the barren plains until the ground turned into a slick, treacherous mire. I'd been trudging for days, my bare feet numb from the cold mud, my tattered dress clinging to my skin like a second, sodden layer of shame. Hunger gnawed at my belly, but it was nothing compared to the fear that drove me forward, fear of what I'd left behind in Kansas,
She doesn't belong
and the
here.
whispers
Get out
that
of
followed
town.
me like ghosts. The river was my undoing. Swollen from the downpour, it roared like a wild animal, its banks overrun, turning the crossing into a death trap. I didn't have a choice.
Almost done,
The nearest
sweetie.
town, Eden's
You have
Reach,
the prettiest
lay on the other
hair.
side. And I figured
Are you
if I
gonna
could just
brave
make it
it?
across,
It just hurts.
maybe I'd
seeing
find
this
some
place
scrap
without
of
him.
mercy.
Every sunrise
Foolish
is a
hope.
reminder.
I know.
That was
The
the
silence
water
is the
hit me
hardest
like
part.
a wall.
I know
Icy
you think you
fingers
know me,
dragging
Lucas,
me
but
under
there's something
before I
I have
could
to
even
tell you
scream.
about that night.
My arms flailed,
I didn't tell them
grasping at
everything.
nothing but foam and fury. Lungs burning, vision blurring, Guy was done for, surrendering to the depths. My mind flashing to the children I'd once cared for in that godforsaken house back east. Their innocent faces, the last thing I'd see, then dash crack. A sharp report cut through the chaos, louder than the thunder. It wasn't aimed at me. It was a warning, a signal that pierced the storm. I surfaced gasping,
Thank you, Amelia.
sputtering, my body
You were so
slamming
brave.
against a jagged rock. Another
So
crack
grateful
followed,
you're alive.
and through the sheets of rain, I saw him a silhouette on horseback, tall and unyielding against the gale. He fired once more into the air, the muzzle flash illuminating his scarred face for a split second. Hold on. His voice boomed, deep and commanding, carrying over the roar. He urged his horse into the shallows, lasso whipping out like a snake. The rope caught my wrist, and with a yank that nearly dislocated my shoulder, he hauled me toward the
You
bank.
can stay here.
I collapsed on the muddy shore,
There's food and shelter.
coughing up river
I
water,
won't ask you for
my
anything.
body shaking uncontrollably. He dismounted swiftly, his oilskin coat shedding rain like it was nothing. Up close, he was a rugged man, broad-shouldered and weathered,
Lucas,
with a jagged scar slicing
I knew
across
you'd
his
find
left
me.
cheek, half hidden by a stubbled beard. His eyes were still grey, tired but sharp, like he'd seen too many hard
she doesn't
winters.
belong here. Get out of
"You're
town.
right,"
Enough!
he growled,
Back away, all
kneeling
of you.
beside me, his hands rough but steady as he checked for broken bones. I nodded weakly, too exhausted to speak at first. Who was this stranger?
Almost
A
done,
lawman?
sweetie.
A bandit?
You have the
In
prettiest
these parts,
hair.
it was hard to tell,
Are you
but
gonna
something in
braid
his
it?
gaze held no
It just
malice,
hurts seeing this
just
place
a weary
without him.
assessment,
Every
like
sunrise
he was
is a
sizing up
reminder.
a stray
I know.
calf.
The silence is
"Name's
the hardest
Lucas
part.
Reed," he said,
I know you
his
think you
voice
know me,
low,
Lucas, but there's something I
laced
have
with
to
that
tell you
drawl
about
common
that
to
night.
men who'd spent their lives under
I didn't
endless
tell them
skies.
everything.
"This is my land you're half drowned on. What in God's name were you thinking, crossing that river in this mess?" "Amelia," I whispered, my teeth chattering. "Amelia Thorne, I had no choice. Town's that way." My voice cracked, betraying the desperation I tried to bury. I pulled my shawl tighter, but it did little against the chill seeping into my bones. He studied me for a long moment,
Thank you, Amelia.
rain dripping from the brim
You were
of
so
his wide
brave.
hat. Then his expression
So grateful
shifted
you're
recognition,
alive.
flickering in those eyes. "Thorne, you're the one folks whisper about from Madame Rose's place down in Kansas, ain't ya? The outcast." My heart sank like a stone in that cursed river. Of course he'd heard. Rumors traveled faster than stagecoaches in these territories. I wasn't one of Rose's girls, not in that way. I'd cleaned, cooked, watched over the little ones born to misfortune, their mothers too broken or busy to care. But the stains stuck
stay here.
all the same. Whispers
Food,
lied,
shelter.
I managed,
I won't ask
lifting
you for
my
anything.
chin despite the shame burning in my chest. I ain't what they say. He didn't flinch, didn't judge outright. Instead, he stood, offering a hand. Maybe,
Lucas.
but out here, a name's
I knew
all
you'd find
some
me.
folks need to hang you. His grip was firm as he pulled me up, steadying me when my legs buckled. You got kin waiting,
Doesn't belong here. Get out of
anyone at all.
town.
Enough!
I shook my
Back
head.
away, all of you.
The truth, a bitter pill. No one, just running from nothing good. Lucas glanced back at the river, then at the horizon where lightning
Almost
forked
done,
the sky.
sweetie.
Storms
You
only
have
getting
the
worse.
prettiest hair.
My ranch is a mile
Are you
out.
gonna braid it?
Got to girls need
It just
tending.
hurts,
Grace,
seeing this place without
she's
'em.
7,
Every
tough as
sunrise
nails
is a
but
reminder.
quiet.
I know.
Lily,
The silence
4,
is the hardest
still
part.
clings to memories
I
of
know
her
you
ma.
think you know me, Lucas, but
His
there's
voice
something I have
roughened
to
at
tell
that.
you about that
A
night.
shadow crossing his face.
I didn't tell them
Their mother.
everything.
She passed last year. Took her own life after the darkness got too heavy. I ain't got time for courtship or pretty words. But they need a woman's touch, someone to cook, mend, hold when the nightmares come. You need shelter, food, a roof that don't leak. It ain't love I'm offering, just a deal. Fair and square. His words hung in the air, raw and unexpected. A proposal.
Thank you, Amelia.
No, not like
You
the
were so
fairy tales
brave.
I'd heard as a girl back in the
So
orphan home.
grateful you're alive.
This was survival, plain and hard. My mind raced good, I trust him. What if he was like the others, men who'd leered and lied? But the alternative was the storm, the wilderness, certain death. And those girls, I knew that ache, the void of a missing mother. What's the catch? I asked, voice steadier now. No catch, he replied, mounting his horse and extending a hand again. You don't steal,
You can stay
don't
here.
drink, don't run.
There's food and
We
shelter.
keep our pasts
I
buried.
won't ask you for anything.
That's it. I took his hand, letting him pull me up behind him. The horse snorted, muscles rippling under us as we galloped into the night. The rain pelted my face,
Lucas.
but for the first time in months,
I knew
a
you'd
spark
find me.
of something hope flickered in my chest. What had I just agreed to? A life with a stranger, raising his children
She doesn't
in a
belong
land
here.
that
Get out
chewed
of
up the
town.
wheat.
Enough!
But as we rode,
away,
his
all of
back
you.
solid against me, I felt a pull. A quiet curiosity about this scarred cowboy who'd fished me from the brink. The ranch appeared like a beacon through the
Almost
gloom,
done,
a sturdy log
sweetie.
cabin nestled
You have
by
the
a winding
prettiest
creek.
hair.
Its chimney puffing faint
Are you gonna
smoke
braid
that the
it?
wind tore
It just
away.
hurts, seeing this place
Lantern
without 'em.
light glowed from the
Every
windows,
sunrise is a reminder.
warm against
I
the
know.
cold.
The silence is the hardest
Lucas
part.
reined in the horse,
I know you think
helping
you
me
know me,
down
Lucas, but
with
there's
surprising
something I have to
gentleness.
tell you about that night.
Inside, he
I
said,
didn't tell them everything.
leading the way up the creaky porch steps. The door groaned open, revealing a simple room, a stone hearth with a dying fire, a rough-hewn table, shelves lined with jars of preserves and tools. But the air held a heaviness, like grief had settled into the walls. Two little girls huddled by the fire. The older one, Grace, had wild chestnut curls and eyes too solemn for her age, clutching a rag doll like it was her
Thank you,
lifeline.
Amelia.
She stared
You
at
were
me
so
with
brave.
a mix of wariness and wonder.
I'm so
The
grateful you're
younger,
alive.
Lily, peeked from behind her sister, thumb in mouth, her golden hair tangled. They were beautiful, fragile things in this harsh world, and my heart twisted at the sight. Girls, Lucas said softly, hanging his hat. This is Miss Amelia. She's gonna stay a while, help around here. Grace's eyes narrowed. Like Mama. Her voice was small, but it carried the weight of loss. Lucas knelt, ruffling her hair. Not exactly,
You can stay
darling.
here.
But she'll be good to
There's
you.
food and shelter.
Now, get
I
to
won't
bed,
ask you for
Storms,
anything.
Howlin. They obeyed, scampering to a back room, but not before Lily cast me a shy glance that tugged at something deep inside. I stood there, dripping water on the floorboards,
Lucas,
feeling like an intruder
I knew you'd
in their
find me.
sorrow. Lucas tossed me a blanket from her chest. Dry off. You'll take the back room, hers. Ain't changed much.
she doesn't belong
He
here. Get out of
paused,
town.
eyes distant.
Back away,
Suppers,
all of you.
cold beans on the stove. Eat, rest. We talk more at dawn. As he disappeared into another room, I sank onto a stool by the fire,
Almost
the
done,
warmth
sweetie.
seeping into my chilled
You have the
bones.
prettiest hair.
The cabin was sparse, but sturdy
Are you gonna
handmade
braid
quilts
it?
on the walls.
It just hurts.
A
seeing
rifle
this place
over
without
the
him.
mantel.
Every
A
sunrise
faded
is a
photograph
reminder.
of
I
a
know.
woman with kind
The
eyes.
silence is the hardest
Probably
part.
their mother.
I know you think you
Sarah,
know me, Lucas,
I'd
but there's
later
something
learned
I
her
have to
name
tell
was-
you about that night.
What had broken her so?
I didn't tell
And
them
Lucas, that
everything.
scar, those haunted eye-swap battles had he fought. That night, as the storm raged outside, I lay in her bed. The sheets, still faintly scented with lavender, and wondered if I could fill even a fraction of the void she'd left. Sleep came fitful, dreams of drowning mixed with visions of little hands reaching for me. But beneath it all, a seed of curiosity took root. Who was Lucas Reed, really? And could a
Thank
deal
you,
born
Amelia.
of desperation
You
bloom
were so
into something
brave.
more? Dawn broke
So
grey
grateful
and
you're
reluctant.
alive.
The storm's fury spent, leaving puddles and mud in its wake. I rose early, determined to prove my worth. The kitchen was my domain now. I scrounged flour, eggs from the coop outside, and whipped up biscuits. The aroma filling the cabin like a peace offering. Grace and Lily emerged, noses twitching, eyes wide. What's that smell? Grace asked, inching closer. Biscuits, I said with a soft smile.
You can
Your
stay
pa
here.
said you like M with
There's
honey.
food and shelter.
Lily toddled over,
won't ask you for
tugging my
anything.
skirt. Hungry, I knelt, brushing a curl from her face. Then let's eat, little one. Lucas
Are you all right?
entered then, boots muddy from checking the fences.
Lucas,
He stopped short, inhaling
I knew
deeply.
you'd find me.
Haven't smelled that since, ... He trailed off, but his nod was approval enough. We ate in silence at
She doesn't
first,
belong here.
the
Get out of
girls
town.
devouring their
Enough.
portions.
Back
Grace
away, all of
even
you.
offering a tentative thank you, Miss Amelia. As the days blurred into a routine, I threw myself into the work, scrubbing floors until they gleamed,
Almost done,
mending
sweetie.
torn clothes with
You
needle
have the
and thread,
prettiest hair.
washing linens in the creek.
Are you
The
gonna
girls
braid
warmed
it?
slowly Lily
just hurts,
first,
seeing this
following
place
me
without him.
like a shadow.
Every
Her
sunrise is
laughter
a
a
reminder.
rare,
I know.
precious sound when
silence
I
is the
spun
hardest
tales
part.
of star mothers
I know
watching
you
over
think you
lost
know me,
children.
Lucas, but there's something I have
Grace
to
was
tell you
tougher,
about that night.
her caution a shield,
I didn't
but
tell
she'd
them
linger
everything.
while I worked, asking questions about the world beyond the ranch. Lucas was a man of few words, outriding herd from sunup to sundown. But evenings, he'd sit by the fire, whittling wood or oiling his gun, and our eyes would meet across the room. Once, after the girls were abed, he found me on the porch, staring at the stars. "Can't sleep?" he asked, leaning on the rail. "Too many thoughts," I admitted. "About her,
you,
your
Amelia.
wife. The room
You were
feels
so
like
brave.
hers still." He sighed,
So grateful
rubbing
you're
his scar.
alive.
Sarah was ... light, until the babies came, and the darkness swallowed me. Tried everything, doctors, prayers. But one morning, I found her in the barn, rope round her neck. His voice cracked, raw pain surfacing. My heart ached for him. "I'm sorry, Lucas. No one deserves that." He looked at me then, really looked. "You got your own shadows, Amelia. I see it in your eyes." I hesitated,
here.
then whispered, back in
Food and
Kansas,
shelter.
at Madame Rose's.
I won't ask you for anything.
I wasn't one of them. Just kept the place running, minded the kids. But Harlan Voss, the owner, he spread lies when I left.
Are you alright?
Said I stole. Worse. Chased me out.
Lucas,
Lucas's jaw
I
tightened.
knew you'd find me.
Men like that, they poison everything. But here, you're safe. For now. That for now hung heavy,
She doesn't belong here.
stirring
Get
a
out of
flutter
town.
in my
No.
chest. A
Back
mix
away,
of
all of
fear
you.
and something warmer, unspoken. Was it gratitude? Or the first stirrings of affection for this stoic cowboy? Life on the ranch wasn't easy.
Almost done,
One
sweetie.
afternoon, as I fetched
You have
water from the
prettiest
creek,
hair.
I met old Mrs. Harlaneau,
Are you gonna
relation
braid it?
to that snake
Just
Vosser widow
hurts
from the
seeing this
neighboring
place without
spread.
him. Every
She
sunrise
eyed me
is a
suspiciously at
I know.
first, her
The
bonnet
silence is
framing
the
a
hardest
wrinkled
part.
face.
I know
You're
you
the
think
new
you know
help,
me, Lucas, but
agreed.
there's something I have to tell you
Heard
about
talk
that
in
night.
town. I straightened.
I didn't tell them
Yes,
everything.
just helping with the girls. She herimphed, but softened. Lucas is a good man. Lost too much. You treat Em right. She handed me a jar of jam, a small kindness that warmed me more than the sun. But town was another story. My first trip to Eden's Reach with Lucas and the girls was a trial. The streets were dusty, lined with saloons, a general store, and a whitewashed church. Folk stared women
Thank
in
you,
calico
Amelia.
dresses, whispering
You were
behind
so
hands.
brave.
Men tipping hats to Lucas,
So
but ignoring
grateful
me.
you're alive.
At the store, the clerk, a portly man named Mr. Ellis, served me last, his sneer evident. That'll be extra for... Well, you know. Lucas stepped in, voice like thunder. Extra for what, Ellis? She's with me. The man backed down, but the damage was done. As we loaded the wagon, a gaggle of church ladies approached, led by prim Mrs. Whitaker. Mr. Reed, we mean no offense, but bringing that kind into your
You can
home
stay
with
here.
children. It's
Food
unseemly.
and shelter.
Lucas's
I
eyes
won't ask you
flashed.
for anything.
Mind your own, ma'am. Amelia's good for my girls. I bit my tongue, humiliation burning, but
Are you
inside,
alright?
a fire kindled defiance against the judgments that had
Lucas.
hounded me that night.
I knew you'd find me.
Back at the ranch, as I tucked the girls in, Lily murmured, "You're nice, Miss Melia. Don't go. I won't."
She doesn't
Sweet
belong
pea,
here. Get
I
out of
promised,
town.
No!
kissing her forehead.
Back away, all
Grace
of you.
watched silently, but her hug was tighter than before. Lucas found me later, under the stars again. Townfolk are fools. Don't let M get to ya.
Almost done, sweetie.
I turned, our
You
shoulders
have the
brushing.
prettiest hair.
Why'd you defend me? Because
you
you're
gonna
more
braid
than
it?
whispers.
It just hurts
Seen it
seeing this place
already.
without him.
His
Every
hand
sunrise
grazed
is a
mine,
reminder.
I know.
a spark jumping
The
between
silence
us
is the hardest
electric,
part.
unexpected
I know you
in
think you
that
know me,
moment.
Lucas, but there's something
As
I
the
have to
Montana
tell you
night
about that
enveloped
night.
us, I felt the pull
I didn't
stronger.
tell them everything.
Not just shelter, but a connection forging in the fire of shared pain. What would come of it? Danger lurked. Harlan Voss was out there, and storms weren't done with us yet. But for now, in this fragile beginning, hope whispered like the wind through the pines. The weeks stretched, each day weaving me deeper into the fabric of the Reed Ranch. Mornings started with the crow of a rooster, me rising to stoke the fire and prepare breakfast
Thank you,
oatmeal
Amelia.
thickened with milk from our
You were
lone
so
cow.
brave.
Biscuits slathered in
so
butter I
grateful you're
churned
alive.
myself. The girls' appetites grew. Grace even asked for seconds, her cheeks filling out, losing that hollow look of neglect. Lily's chatter filled the silence, her tiny hands helping me knead dough. Flour dusting her nose like snow. Lucas noticed. One evening, as he repaired a fence post in the fading light, I brought him coffee. The girls, they're smiling more, he said, wiping sweat from his brow. You're doing just
Stay
being
here.
there, I replied,
There's
but my
food and
heart
shelter.
swelled.
I won't
His
ask
praise
you for
was
anything.
rare, like rain in drought, but it watered something parched inside me, yet shadows lingered. In Sarah's room, my room
Are you
now, I
alright?
discovered a wooden box tucked under the bed. Inside,
Lucas.
unfinished letters, scrawled
knew
in
you'd find
elegant
me.
script. My dearest Lucas, the days grow heavier, ... And a broken necklace, silver chain, snapped.
She doesn't
A heart
belong here.
locket
Get out of
dangling.
town.
Enough!
I traced the
Back
engraving,
away, all of you.
Forever S. Tears pricked my eyes. Her pain echoed my own isolation. That night, on the porch, I showed him.
Almost done,
Found this.
sweetie.
Thought you
have
should
the
know.
prettiest hair.
He took it, fingers trembling
Are you gonna
slightly.
braid it?
She wrote
Just
these
hurts
when the
seeing this
sadness
place
hit
without him.
hard.
Every
Tried to
sunrise
hide
is
it
a
with
reminder.
smiles,
I know.
but I knew.
The silence is the hardest
God,
part.
I knew.
I know you
His
think
voice
you know
broke,
me, Lucas, but
and
there's
for the
something I
first
have to
time,
tell you
I
about
saw
that night.
vulnerability in this strong man.
I didn't tell them everything.
I placed a hand on his arm. You couldn't save her alone, but you're saving them now. He met my gaze, the scars softening in the moonlight. And you, who's saving you, Amelia? The question hung, stirring emotions I buried deep loneliness, yearning for belonging. Our hands lingered, a silent promise budding, but danger wasn't far. On our next town run, tension crackled like dry lightning. The girls
Thank you,
rode in the
Amelia.
wagon, excited for
You were so
candy from the
brave.
store. As we crested a hill,
So grateful you're
3 riders
alive.
blocked the road rough men with bandanas and gleaming revolvers. Hand over the goods, Reed, the leader snarled. A scar-faced brute named Blackjack, notorious for rustling. Lucas's hand went to his hip. Not today, Jack. Turn around. The air thickened. I pulled the girls close, heart pounding. Shots rang, out Lucas drew first, his Colt barking, hitting the leader's shoulder. Chaos erupted. Horses reared, bullets
Stay
whizzed.
here.
One grazed
There's
Lucas's
food and
hat,
shelter.
but he fired
I won't
again,
ask you for anything.
dropping another's gun. The bandits fled, cursing. I rushed to him, hands shaking. You could have died.
Are you alright?
He holstered his gun, eyes fierce but alive.
Lucas,
Had to protect what's mine.
I knew you'd find
His
me.
glance included me, sending a thrill through my veins. Masculine protectiveness that awakened something primal. Back
She
home,
doesn't belong here. Get
as
out
I
of town.
bandaged a shallow cut on his arm,
Back away, all
our
of you.
proximity ignited sparks. You're brave, I whispered. You're the brave one. Stay in here, he replied, his breath warm on my skin.
Almost done,
The moment
sweetie.
passed, but the
You
scent
have the
grew.
prettiest hair.
What if this deal became more?
Are you gonna
Tea,
braid it?
more not
It
about
just
him,
hurts
about
seeing
us.
this place without him.
Then
Every
came the
sunrise
gift.
is a reminder.
I know.
Lucas cleared a
the
patch by the
silence
creek.
is the hardest part.
Sarah's old garden,
I know
overrun
you think you know
with
me,
weeds.
Lucas, but there's something I have to
It's
tell
yours,
you about that night.
he said, one dawn.
I didn't tell them
Plant what
everything.
you will. Make it live again. I knelt in the dirt, tears mixing with soil as I sowed seeds. For the first time, I felt roots taking hold, not just in earth, but in heart. But whispers turned to roars when Harlan Voss rode into town. I spotted him at the saloon, his slick hair and false smile unchanged. Amelia Thorne, he drawled when our paths crossed. Thought you'd run far enough. Folks here
Thank
know
you,
your
Amelia.
tricks, stealing,
You were so
lying,
brave.
even snatching kids.
I'm
Lies,
so grateful you're
all of it.
alive.
But the damage spread like wildfire. Mrs. Whitaker cornered me at church. We don't want your kind corrupting our youngkins.
I know you
I
think you
fled
know
home,
me, Lucas, but there's something
tears
I have
streaming.
to tell you about that night.
Lucas found me in the garden.
I didn't tell them everything.
What's wrong? Voss. He's here. Poisoning everyone. His face hardened. I'll handle it. That night, flames lit the sky. Son, Voss is doing. The barn blazed, animals screaming. Grace was inside, fetching hay. I dashed in, smoke choking me, fire licking my skirts. Grace. I found her cowering, scooped her up, flames
Thank you,
searing
Amelia.
my arms.
You were
We
so
burst
brave.
out as the roof collapsed.
I'm so
Lucas
grateful
doused
you're
the
alive.
remnants, but the livestock was gone. We're ruined, he muttered. I collapsed, burns throbbing. He tended me gently, his touch igniting more than pain. You saved her, he said, voice thick. And you'd save me, I replied. Our eyes locked, and he leaned in, the kiss soft, healing, a vow unspoken. Not passion yet, but a bridge over our chasms. The push-pull began. Danger from Voss, warmth from Lucas.
Stay here.
What next?
There's
My
food
heart
and
raced
shelter.
with possibility
I won't
and
ask you for
peril.
anything.